President Roosevelt is the
Yes. Welcome to Stories from the Attic. I'm Greg Van Antwerp.
I'm Martin Blanco.
Fantastic. And we're both here. And where are we? Oh, my God. So
Send for help.
Send for help.
Rescue. Help me.
Another
Help me.
another one of our on location
Yes.
estate sale setup discoveries. We've gotten the benefit of being permitted to come and be here before everything, but not before it wasn't also partially cleared out. So Martin, what's behind us right now? You just step aside so they can see. That's I know, right, but not very far
But
aside.
right, step a little aside.
Yeah, you're wired in.
Well,
Yes.
I'm impressed and amazed that this is the somewhat cleared out version.
Yes.
And that's the God's truth. But
Yeah, what was in here, I don't want to say was so perfectly packed and we have messed it up. Actually, this is actually clean compared to what was here before. And to give you an idea, just take a look at the pile that's outside. Martin.
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary pile. It's soaking wet.
That's unfortunate.
It has a life of its own, I think.
We welcome the rains of spring, but not. This is the scariest thing, Martin. When water comes, when rain comes, somewhere inside me, there's a cry for a piece of old paper that will never ever
that's ruined.
recover from being hit with some spring rains or any kind of.
Well, in that
water.
context, that's an epic disaster out there.
Right, exactly. I should be in therapy right now. That's really or maybe I am, and this is it.
This is the therapy,
Dr.
right.
Blanco. I love my mother and I hate my father.
Go on, say more. You just.
But we must rescue the past, and this is why. I forced you to come here because you are my captive,
Right.
as all my audiences
You know
should
what?
be.
I came of my own volition. You invited me. I willingly accepted. So this is really on me. If anything happens,
That's right.
I knew what I was getting myself.
Other
into.
than when the police show up and it's like, he brought me here, I didn't know.
It's like there's no tags. This is someone's home, right?
That lump on the back of your head, Martin, is revealing. I woke up and here I was. So here we are in cobweb heaven. For me, when I see cobwebs, that's actually good news. Why is that good news?
It means things haven't been mucked up by amateurs.
I have taught you well.
Yeah, I have. Young Padawan, you have learned well. Yes, I've learned from the master.
Exactly. It means although the cobwebs can be creepy because spiders freak people out, and so we look at these cobwebs and go, what a shame that they weren't able to keep this house like Silicon Valley clean, but who can? And it just means that
my wife can. But I'm sorry for
family members aside.
Okay.
And present company excluded. Included. To me, it tells us that we can find things here that are of a certain age, which is old and hasn't been touched in a while, and that's what we found. So among the things that have been here are Hugh was actually a tremendous contributor to society in many, many ways. He worked in the advertising industry, not on the creative side. He worked on the analytics side. So like A.C. Nielsen and Company, the major book that comes out for radio and television stations in the 50s. He was part of companies, several companies that actually collected this information, and then their business was to collect it for these products and then sell it give it to them, and then there was a great exchange there, and so they made their decisions based on what these audiences believed were expressing, as far as this margarine tastes terrible, or boy, these cigarettes they really run deep in my lungs. So all good information. So and then he moves on to being a scout leader, the Boy Scouts. There's so much evidence here of so many scout projects, leather crafting, candle making, everything. I mean, we could have had an entire camporee here, and they would have plenty to do.
Well, it'd be like a survival night. Can you stay here and survive the night? Use all your skills. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a dare badge. I never got it because for me, I stuck with truth.
Okay.
But definitely a dare badge experience here. But again, he was so into this, and then Coast Guard Auxiliary. I believe he was a Navy man, in the military, and where else would you be a Navy man but in the military? He was a Navy man in the Coast Guard, possibly the medical field. But he took that Navy experience into Coast Guard Auxiliary, and was a member of flotillas of power squadrons, and was connected to all the waterways in Connecticut where these power squadrons would watch over the waterlands and manage the.
It has been my experience that people who serve in military service or things like that, like power squadrons, I didn't want to limit it to just military per se, but these kind of, they are interesting people.
Yes.
That they have a lot of skills.
Yep.
So he professionally worked in advertising and did the back end, but he could also probably, pilot boats and maybe build houses or work electronics and all sorts of things that I will never have any understanding of.
The number of boaters in Connecticut that likely got their first class licenses, which you really need if you want to be on the on the public waters, you need to have a license, and that he probably put through thousands. So that they could get their training and they could become safe boaters. So the number of lives he likely saved because they were able to navigate all the challenges of the waterways is, again, like you say, the giving of yourself into that community service. Oh, gravity, that's all right.
Gravity, it's not just a good idea. It's the law. Right?
That's right. It was nice of you to throw your hat in the ring, Martin. I really appreciate it.
This will be sent to the autoclave for disinfection.
Touch the ground. Right here in this basement, it is the 1 second rule. And that was definitely 1
nanosecond.
1 nanosecond. That was 1 picosecond too long. Yeah. But that's all right. That's okay. We got lots of hats here, Martin. And digging through here, we wear a lot of hats. It is clearing out. It is sorting. It is trying to make sense of what basically someone has packed into a closet. I think we've talked about this before. Your kids, my kids, we packed them to college. We put them, into their rooms. We say, hey, go for it. It's all yours. This is your space. Then when it's time to bring them back home and unpack that room into the car, somehow everything expands to 7 times its size. And
it's like the little sponge you put in the water.
Exactly.
The amazing colossal dorm room.
We gave you this nice dehydrated sponge, and we expected dehydrated sponge when we come back. But for some reason, it's kind of it's grown to its size, and that is what's happened here. Everything at one point was probably very neatly packed. There were many, many banker boxes, many plastic bins. But in trying to separate the wheat from the stuff that chafes you, it's trying, it expands into.
When he had space in the house, right? But we're looking at decades of a life of many things that he did,
right?
Whether it be the naval service, what he did in community service afterwards, the scouts, his professional work, his hobbies, what he needed to maintain the house, and it looked like the look of things. He was hands-on. If something needed to be repaired, he would do it. He would maintain the lawn. He had machinery, and all these things over a lifetime. You collect a lot of it, and he preserved. I'm looking at the TVs. These are ancient TVs.
Another thing he was into. I found a box of books up in the attic. Television repair. So, and these TVs looking like they're from the 50s, 60s. Maybe one from the 50s down below and one from the 60s up above.
Like a decade between them.
It was another It was another thing he was looking aspect. To find. You find the different avenues in your life as the directions you want to go in, and you pick those things up. And I think he was pretty, by the number of tubes and equipment. He was an electronics whiz. He was also into computers, early computing. So he was, again, he was in that era.
He was capable. He was competent.
Very capable.
Thinking.
Right. And what he left behind was not a mess. It was a glorious opportunity to discover the past. For that, we are eternally thankful. And some of the things that we pulled out here are just, they're one-of-a-kind type things. And they're just amazing. And we'll be sharing bits of those. And I have a walkthrough video, so we can see exactly from empty dumpster to the whole house what's going on here.
Sure.
But I actually spent 9 hours here yesterday because I think I'd leave when I was done. How is it
You're
done?
not done.
How is it done?
You are
I
not.
couldn't-
Yeah,
I
my
even-
work is not done.
I look like I slept here last night. And that's that's just what the uncovering of history needs. And it's an amazing opportunity, and I appreciate it fully from the family for allowing us to kind of come through here and see this.
Yeah.
And then let's take another look around and see what we see, and then we'll report back.
Comment
Probably, I
on
think in a future program we'll probably be talking about some of the things we found.
Sure.
So for now, I'd say we're done here.
Okay.
It's time to go dig.
We're done here, but our work has just begun.
Our work has just begun. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Martin, thanks for this quickie on the show, and hope you enjoyed it. And we'll
As I always do. Yes,
there will be more
more to come.
more
That's a
dumpsters
promise.
to come. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a promise.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Martin.
Thank you, Greg.
President Roosevelt is the president.
Ahoy! A bird! We must be near land! Man the sails, mates! Cast out, princess! Bring us the yodels!
Yodels?
You'll eat before we go ashore!
Oh, so that's what pirates eat. Guess it's 'cause the box looks like a treasure chest full of silver. Oh, and the silver has chocolate in it. And the chocolate has devil's food cake in it. And the cake has cream in it. Watch out for that cream, Princess. Looks like there'll be some yodels left for the next voyage. But who can wait?
Peter!
Uh-oh.
Where did you get that boat?
Look for the treasure chest box of 10 yodels, enough for a whole crew. Yodel, 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 yodel,